Good morning, students. We are continuing with chapter number 8, accounting for share capital. We have discussed many topics of this chapter. In the previous class, we have discussed regarding oversubscription, under subscription, and how to prepare the cash book. Okay, and when we issue, both kind of shares, equity shares and preference share, how to deal with that, right? So we have discussed all these things. Today we will talk about calls in arrear and calls in advance. Although I have introduced these topics earlier and we have done once in the question. Okay, so today we will be taking its detailed study. So let's talk about the theory part first. Calls in arrear. What is calls in arrear, students? Well, when company due the call, company is asking money on first call or second call, or you can say on allotment also sometime. Company has due the amount, company is asking money, but shareholders, they don't pay money. Okay, due to any of the reason, they don't pay the call money. Okay, so this is called calls in arrear from company's side. Fine. Now what is calls in advance? Let's discuss this also. When company has due the allotment, okay, or you can say the first call, so some shareholders, they are very advanced, they are very smart, and they pay the amount of their next call along with the previous one, right? Suppose allotment we have due, so some shareholders, I don't say everyone, a few shareholders, they pay the first call money along with the allotment. Okay, or you can say on first call, when you have due the first call, so some shareholders, they pay the final call amount along with the first call. So this is called calls in advance, according to their name. Simply, calls in arrear means which we didn't receive, we have due but we didn't receive, and calls in advance, which is not due by the company but company has received in advance. All right. So what happens, students, when there is a calls in arrear? So company charges interest on that. Okay, suppose there is a gap of 3 months between this first call. Okay, first call you have asked, but people, they didn't pay, some people, they didn't pay the money on first call. Okay, and when you have due the final call, so they have paid their first call money which was previously pending along with the final call. Are you getting? As you don't pay the fee of your first quarter, okay, and then the second quarter fee is due, so you pay your first quarter along with the second quarter. Okay, so this is the situation. So the time period which was there in between, means 3 months period was there, so company charges interest on that. Okay, and it must be provided by its article, and articles explain that how much rate of interest will be charged during that time. Okay, but sometimes they don't mention the this article. Okay, they don't mention this clause in the article, and we have studied in our BST, when your articles, you are not taking anything in the articles, so Companies Act will be applicable. And in Companies Act 2013 we have a table F. So in table F, the rate of interest on calls in arrear is given, right? So that will be applicable. So that rate of interest is 10%. Fine, students. Now if we talk about calls in advance, okay, this is your calls in advance, and suppose here there is a time gap of 2 months. How this works? Here on 1st of the June you have due the first call. Okay, and after 2 months, complete June, July, and then 1st September, you have due the final call. All right, so there are certain shareholders, at the time of first call, they have paid their final call money also along with this first call. Are you getting? This is your second and final call. So some shareholders, they paid this final call money also along with the first call, so they have paid in advance. So this is advance payment made by some shareholders. Okay, so for this also company has mentioned in the table F, although it will be decided by the company in its article what rate of interest will be given to them, but if it is not given in the articles, then table F will be applicable, and in table F the rate of interest is 12%, right, students? So call in advance 12% and arrears पे है आपका 10%, and this is given by table F. All right, so listen once again, students. Although this will be mentioned in the articles, if you decide your own articles, you prepare your own articles, and we know that it is not compulsory by the company to prepare its own article. It can adopt the ready-made table, that is table F. Okay, if company adopts this table F, then rate of interest on calls in arrear is 10% and call in advance is 12%. Okay students, now another problem which come in front of the students, they get confused, 10% and 12%. Okay, although we cram it, we learn it properly, but still at the exam, at the time of exam, we get confused sometime. So I'm telling you one method to learn it. Okay, you always think that company is good, right? So just remember this, company is good. Why do we call company is good? company अच्छी है. company क्यों अच्छी हो सकती है? अगर कंपनी हमसे कम चार्ज करती है तो कंपनी अच्छी है, कंपनी हमें ज़्यादा देती है तो कंपनी अच्छी है. सो बोथ दीज थिंग्स आर एप्लीकेबल है. कॉल्स इन एरियर इज दैट अमाउंट विच इज चार्ज फ्रॉम द शेयर होल्डर, राइट? दिस अमाउंट इज charged from the shareholder, means shareholder has to pay on its arrear amount, all right? And call in advance is that amount which is paid by the company. If anyone has deposited the money in advance, so company pay interest on its advance money. So this is called calls in interest on calls in advance. And you can see that on arrears there is 10% and advance 12%. So we can say company is good. Fine students. And I tell you, this is not in your syllabus, this practical, although this can be asked in 1 mark question, what is the rate of interest on calls in arrear and advance, and can be asked by your externals also. But earlier used to be in your practicals, but now it is not in your practical. You don't have to calculate these interest. Fine. Well, now we will learn how to calculate, not calculate, how to pass the entries of calls in arrear. Although we have discussed this topic, when we don't receive something, so we skip that amount. So there are 2 methods to attempt this call in arrear and calls in advance. The one method, the first method, you can say we don't create any account. Okay, we don't create calls in arrear and advance account, right? And second one, when we create that. So let's see when we don't create. So they have taken one example. It's here that company has due, simple example we are taking, company has due 20,000 rupees on first call. Okay, so when company due the amount on first call, so your entry is share first call account debit to share capital. It can be anyone, it can be equity also, preference also. When it is given in the question that these are the equity share, so it is compulsory to use the equity share first call to equity share capital. If this is preference, then preference share first call to preference share capital. If it is given in the question and you don't use this word, so your marks will be reduced. So be particular about it. So 20,000 rupees were due on first call. I have shown like this, and now this is the time to receive the money. Simple. And one of the shareholder, it's given in the question, you have seen that it's given in the question that we didn't receive 1,000 rupees on first call. Mr. so and so were there and he didn't pay the amount on first call, 1,000 rupees. Fine. So how much you are receiving, students? 1,000 we don't receive. 20,000 मिलना था, 1,000 नहीं मिला, तो कितना मिलेगा? 19,000. So this is bank account debit to share first call. We reduce this 1,000 from your bank account, and of course we are not receiving that 1,000. We have received only 19,000, so we have showed bank account debit 19,000. And on what you are receiving, on what segment you are receiving this? We are receiving on first call, so I have shown in first call, right? So this is your direct method where you don't create calls in arrear. All right. Now, if the question is silent regarding opening this calls in arrear, so you can adopt any of the method. You can do this way, and you can do in another way also. You can create calls in arrear. But if specifically question is asking that create calls in arrear, then you have to follow the method which I'm going to tell you, and there you have to create calls in arrear account, otherwise your marks will be deducted, right? Now the same question, okay, so the first entry will be absolutely same, share first call account debit to share capital by 20,000 we have due. Now this is the time to receive. It's very simple and there is no need to worry about the things. Only the thing is of awareness. Just listen these things, understand it, and then do. Students, double entry system tells that if you have debited any amount, if you have debited the first call account by 20,000, so it should be credited by the same amount. Okay, so this concept we follow when we create the calls in arrear. So here we can see, and of course we can't do any changes in the bank में in fact जितना आपको genuine amount receive हुआ है, you mention that only, bank account debited by 19,000, right? To share first call, किस पे receive हुआ है? First call पे. First call कितने से आपका debit हुआ है? 20,000 से, तो ये क्रेडिट भी कितने से हो जाएगा? 20,000 से, ठीक है? Why the difference is there? It's very simple कि I was supposed to receive 20,000, तभी आपका डेबिट क्रेडिट इक्वल होता, ठीक है? लेकिन क्योंकि जितना हमें मिला है उतना हमें दिखाना है, तो आई हैव डन, जो आपका बैलेंस है, बैलेंस क्या है? 1,000, ये वो अमाउंट है जो आपको नहीं मिला. अब नहीं मिला तो उसको आप एक अकाउंट क्रिएट कर देते हैं कि हम देखेंगे आगे, ठीक है? ओके कि मिलेगा तो उसको हम कैंसिल कर देंगे कॉल्स इन एरियर को, नहीं मिलेगा तो हमने अकाउंट में डाल ही दिया है, राइट? सो द नेम ऑफ दैट अकाउंट विच वी क्रिएट इज कॉल्स इन एरियर अकाउंट डेबिट, right? Now this concept is applicable here also, students. As I've told you, first call is debited by 20,000, so it must be credited by 20,000, but here we have credited by 19,000, so there is no need to worry. Still there are so many things to be learned by you. Later on you will find that we will follow this concept also. I tell you in brief, means maybe at the time of final call, when we do the final call, so that time we can receive the pending amount. उस टाइम जब हमें पेंडिंग अमाउंट मिल जाता है, आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन, मान लीजिए ये जो 1,000 आपका पेंडिंग था, फाइनल कॉल जब आप ड्यू करेंगे तब मिल जाता है, तो उसी के साथ आप एक कंबाइन एंट्री करेंगे. क्या? जैसे कि दिस इज बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर फर्स्ट कॉल. So this entry you have to pass whenever, either this is after the second call or the third call, whenever you receive this pending amount. Quite possible that they don't pay this. When they don't pay this, so that will be forfeited later on in some other topics we will be doing. ठीक है, वो बाद की बात है, complicated है. उस शेयर को forfeit कर लेंगे, जब्त कर लेंगे, ठीक है? And if we receive the money, अगर हमें वो पैसा मिल जाता है, ये वाला 1,000 जो पेंडिंग था, तो यही वाली एंट्री दोबारा रिपीट हो जाएगी. बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 1,000 you are receiving on what segment? To share first call. Fine. So you can see here the entry is done. Here the first call is credited by 19,000, okay, and here also you have credited by 1,000. So this is also credited by 20,000 in the direct method, and here also this is credited by 20,000 where we create the calls in arrear account, right students? Okay, so we are going step by step, everything will be in front of you. So I hope it is clear. Direct method, when we receive in the bank and we show the first call, and when we create calls in arrear, so we have to debit it. Okay, so illustration number 27 is explaining about it. I'm just taking a brief. I won't take the whole question. I will take the segment of the first call only where the calls in arrear is created. Okay, otherwise this will take a lot of time. You know, all the questions, these are very lengthy. So you can deal with that. Authorized capital 12,50,000 divided into 12,500 share. Once again, students, take care. This is your rupees, 12,50,000 is your capital. Okay, and the number of shares are 12,500 divided in 100 each, and out of these issued shares are 10,000 only. 25 rupees on application, 25 on allotment, 30 on first call, and 20 on second call. Okay, all the shares were subscribed allotment was made and the money was duly received except the second and final call on 500 shares which is transferred to calls in arrear. Okay, past journal entry, prepare share capital account and how to show in the share capital, so and so. So let's understand it. So I'm taking only the calls in arrear segment. So it's telling that they didn't receive the amount which is due on first call and final call. So let us do the first call. Share first call account debit to share capital. Okay, and how many shares they have issued? 10,000 shares they have issued, and on first call there were 30 rupees. ठीक है, 10,000 shares पे 30 rupees वो ले रहे हैं, तो this is 3 lakh rupees. So we have taken 3 lakh rupees. Now the time comes to receive the amount. I have written bank account debit to share first call. Okay, so we have to understand the question. If question doesn't say anything, so we can do the direct entry, bank account debit to share first call, जितना मिला है हम लिख सकते हैं. But question is telling to create calls in arrear account. It's telling is transfer to, the amount which is not received is transferred to calls in arrear account. Fine, so we have to create. So how much they didn't pay? Final call on 500 shares. Somebody was holding 500 share. 500 shares पे फर्स्ट कॉल पे कितना मांगा था? 30 रुपीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग. सो 15,000 रुपीज़ वी डिडंट रिसीव, राइट? सो वी वर सपोज टू रिसीव 3 लाख रुपीज़ एंड आउट ऑफ दिस 15,000 वी डिडंट रिसीव. ओके, so how much we have received? We have received 2,85,000. Fine. So has he paid that? His telling was made the duly received except the second and final call on 500 shares. Students, it's telling that they didn't receive on second and final call. Okay, there was a mistake while going through. First call पे उनको पूरा मिल गया था, ठीक है? तो it's not a first call. Let us change. Let it be second and final call. ठीक है, ये final call मान लेते हैं. And final call पे कितना है? 20 रुपीज़. तो कितने shares हैं? These are 10,000 shares of ₹20 each. तो हमने 2 lakh ड्यू किया. Have you understood? Don't get confused. This is final call. Final call पे नहीं मिला, तो let's take it off the final call. Second and final call account debit to share capital. 10,000 shares पे 20 rupees. It's 2 lakh. Fine. The time comes of receiving. Now 500 shares. Somebody was holding 500 shares and did not pay the final call money according to 20. So this is 10,000 rupees they didn't receive. Fine. So how much they have received? Total amount was 2 lakh minus 10,000. So they have received only 1,90,000 they have received. Okay. So what we have received in the bank, this is 1,90,000 we have received. And as we have to create the calls in arrear, so where we create calls in arrear, so your second call will be credited with the same amount which was debited. Okay. So this is second and final call. ठीक है, will be credited by 2 lakh. Fine. So the amount which we didn't receive on that will go to the calls in arrear account debit. This is 10,000, right? So this way we have to do. That's the same story which we have already done. Now what important is done in this question? He's asking how to show in the share capital. And we know that share capital, in the balance sheet we show the share capital where equity and liabilities. Here we show the share capital, and in share capital we have equity share capital. Okay, here is note number 1, and now you prepare the notes of that. ठीक है, नोट नंबर 1 में आपने सबसे पहले दिखाना है ऑथोराइज्ड कैपिटल, देन इशूड कैपिटल you will be showing. I'm not preparing here, just guiding you. Authorized capital 12,500 shares of rupees 100 each, draw 2 lines. Then issued capital 10,000 shares of ₹100 each, draw the line. Then comes the subscribed capital. अब subscribed में क्या आता है? Subscribed में आता है students, two segments are there. Okay, the first one is subscribed and fully paid up. Second में आता है subscribed but not fully paid up. Okay, so of course there are both the segments. Well, total number of share were 10,000 which they have issued. ठीक है, so let's see, 10,000 were the number of share, and out of which everyone has paid except 500 shareholders. So 9,500 shareholders were there who have paid the whole amount, right? Whatever is asked till final call they have paid, but the shareholder who are holding 500 share did not pay the फाइनल कॉल. ओके, तो हमें दो सेगमेंट्स में दिखाना है. ठीक है, सो हेयर आई एम स्टार्टिंग विद subscribed capital. Fine, here I will show subscribed and fully paid up capital, right? So this is how much? 9,500 equity shares of ₹100 each. Okay, so this is your 9,50,000. ठीक है, and second one comes your subscribed but not fully paid up capital, right? So here we show 500 shares of ₹100 each. Okay, so internally we do the calculation. Here we have to write the full amount. So this is 50,000. Okay, now 50,000 है, इसमें से जो नहीं आया that is called calls in arrear. Calls in arrear is your 10,000. So here we are learning how to treat the calls in arrear in the balance sheet, right, in the share capital, and where to show. Simply the dealing is we reduce the calls in arrear from the subscribed but not fully paid up capital minus calls in arrear. Okay, so this is the treatment of this. Here we have 40,000 balance. ठीक है, तो ये 40,000 कैपिटल अपने को मिल चुकी है उन शेयर्स पे जिन पे ड्यू था हमारा, कॉल्स इन एरियर था. सो टोटल वी हैव 9,90,000 शेयर कैपिटल विल बी शोन इन दिस इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल. ठीक है, 9,90,000 we will be showing. You can see the treatment here. Okay, this has given in the illustration. So these illustrations are quite helpful, students. These guides you how to deal with that, what to write, how to write. So it's my sincere suggestion to everyone. First, do your illustrations, complete your illustrations. If not all, do a few ones so you can learn the proper format. Fine, and then go on the back questions. All right, students. So here we have done. And they are asking to prepare the share capital account. That's also very simple. Just posting, ledger posting is there. So wherever share capital comes, we have to take. Here it is share capital credit हो रहा है, तो we will reach at the credit side because of share application. Okay, so buy share application, then buy share allotment, buy share first call, and then buy share second and final call, and you will find its total is 10 lakh because we have due the whole amount. तो share capital में आपने पूरा due कर दिया है. ठीक है, so you can see that the whole 10 lakh rupees, 10,000 share of ₹100 each, that's your 10 lakh. So we have due the whole 10 lakh rupees, fine, in the share capital. All right, now next we have over subscription and calls in arrear. This is also like that, you can do, there is no such complications. And here also they are asking how to show the calls in arrear. So the same thing is there. This is only the treatment wherever calls in arrear comes. So under the subscribed capital and the second segment subscribed but not fully paid up capital में से आप calls in arrear minus करके दिखाते हैं. That's all. Fine. Now next is your calls in advance. Well, so student, this is also as simple as the calls in arrear was there. Okay. So we have taken this example here. Note the whole question. Let's take the particular segment. It's telling that Kerala Coir Mills Limited with an authorized capital so and so and issued 2 lakh equity share, payable 3 on application, 2 on allotment, first on final call and 2 on second and final call. Prepare the table. Before attempting the questions, you should prepare the table. Okay, and the amount due and allotment was received. Allotment तक आपको मिल गया है. On first call being made, one shareholder holding 6,000 equity shares paid second and final call along with the first call. Okay, while 5 shareholders with a total holding of 10,000 equity share didn't pay the first call on their equity share capital. Okay, company has not demanded the second and final call. अभी कंपनी ने सेकेंड एंड फाइनल कॉल डिमांड नहीं किया है, ठीक है. So it's very important. Here we have both the segments. Okay, although you have one more question on the next page somewhere when they are including both the things. This is illustration number 31 when they are dealing with calls in arrear and calls in advance together. Okay, so here also they have given. So once again you should understand the question. 2 lakh shares issued, right? We have, the company has issued 2 lakh equity shares, right? 3 on application, 2 on allotment, 3 on first call and 2 on second call. Okay, and equity shares is telling that on first call being made, first call हमने मांगी, ड्यू किया amount, one shareholder holding 6,000 equity shares paid second and final call along with the first call. Means when the time when we have due the first call, one shareholder and having 6,000 equity shares, okay, he has paid the second call money also along with the first call. Means first call के time ही उसने second call का पैसा भी बिना मांगे deposit कर दिया, ठीक है. While 5 shareholders with a total holding of 10,000 equity share. Well, this number 5 is giving, they have given to just confuse you, don't worry. It's telling that 10,000 equity shares were there. So these 10,000 shares can be holded by 10,000 people, can be holded by one person, can be holded by 10 people. Here in total 5 shareholders were holding 10,000 shares. So this number 5 doesn't make any difference in the question. Okay, so 10,000 shares थे equity share, they did not pay the first call on their equity share, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट कॉल ड्यू किया, फर्स्ट कॉल के टाइम 6,000 इक्विटी शेयर्स पे आपको एडवांस पेमेंट मिल गया सेकंड कॉल का, एंड 10,000 शेयर्स पे आपको फर्स्ट कॉल का पैसा नहीं मिला. सो दिस वी हैव टू डू. फाइन, सो लेट्स ड्यू द फर्स्ट कॉल फर्स्ट. शेयर फर्स्ट कॉल अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर कैपिटल. ऑलराइट स्टूडेंट्स, the number of shares were 2 lakh, ठीक है. 2 lakh shares पे आपका फर्स्ट कॉल का है 3 रुपीज. ऑल राइट, 6 lakh आपने ड्यू किया, ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज द टाइम टू रिसीव. रिसीव के टाइम यू शुड पास वन सिंपल एंट्री, एंड हेयर वी हैव टू क्रिएट द कॉल्स इन एरियर एंड कॉल्स इन एडवांस. फाइन, सो द नॉर्मल एंट्री इज बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर फर्स्ट कॉल. ऑल राइट स्टूडेंट्स, यही होता है ना नॉर्मली जब आप पैसा रिसीव करते हैं फर्स्ट कॉल पे, तो बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर फर्स्ट कॉल. ओके फाइन, लेट्स गो सिस्टमेटिकली. कैलकुलेशन हमें करनी है. कितना हमें मिलने वाला था, कितना मिलना था हमें? वी वर सपोज टू रिसीव 6 lakh rupees. फाइन, नाउ हाउ मच वी डिडंट रिसीव? He's telling one shareholder holding 6,000 shares. 6,000 shares पे आपको कॉल्स फर्स्ट कॉल का पैसा नहीं मिला, एंड फर्स्ट कॉल पे आपका था 3 रुपीज़, ठीक है. फर्स्ट कॉल पे 3 रुपीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग, फर्स्ट कॉल 3 रुपीज़ की थी. 6,000 शेयर्स पे 3 रुपीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग 18,000 आपको नहीं मिला, ठीक है. तो 6 लाख मिलना था, जिसमें से आपको 18,000 नहीं मिला. ये 18,000 क्या है आपका? एरियर, कॉल्स इन एरियर, राइट. सो व्हाट यू आर सपोज टू रिसीव इन द बैंक? 5,82,000, ठीक है. अगर क्वेश्चन इतना ही होता तो हम बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 5,82,000 कर देते, but it is not so. Further he is adding one more complication and he is telling कि कोई और शेयर होल्डर है ना, द ग्रेट पर्सनैलिटी, महानुभाव है कोई, 10,000 शेयर्स हैं उनके पास, 10,000 इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स, एंड ही हैज़ पेड द मनी इन एडवांस. तो एडवांस वाले भी प्रॉब्लम ही क्रिएट करते हैं ना. सो 10,000 इक्विटी शेयर्स एंड ही हैज़ पेड फाइनल कॉल पे, सेकेंड एंड फाइनल कॉल पे है 2 रुपीज़, ठीक है, सेकेंड एंड फाइनल कॉल पे ड्यू है आपका 2 रुपीज़, ओके। तो 10,000 शेयर्स पे 2 रुपीज़, हाउ मच रुपीज़ ही हैज़ पेड, 20,000 रुपीज़ ही हैज़ पेड इन एडवांस। हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? 10,000 शेयर्स थे किन्हीं 5 शेयर होल्डर्स के पास एंड फाइनल कॉल पे आपका 2 रुपीज़ ड्यू था, तो 10,000 शेयर्स पे 2 रुपीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग 20,000 उन्होंने पे कर दिया एडवांस में, ठीक है। तो ये हमारा हो गया कॉल्स इन एडवांस 20,000। अब पे कर दिया तो बैंक में ही आया ना, और कब आया, फर्स्ट कॉल के साथ ही उसने पे कर दिया, ठीक है। तो फर्स्ट कॉल का तो हमारा इसमें रिसीव हो ही गया है। इसके साथ अब आपको क्या और मिल गया, यू हैव रिसीव्ड these 20,000 also, right? And for what you have received these 20,000? Calls in advance, ठीक है, ये एडवांस मनी मिल गया आपको। तो टोटल कितना आया आपके पास बैंक में, it is 6,02,000 you have received in your bank account, ठीक है। सो बैंक अकाउंट में आ गया आपका 6,02,000, all right। Now as we are going to create calls in arrear and advance, तो फर्स्ट कॉल कितने से क्रेडिट होगा, जितने से आपने डेबिट किया है। फर्स्ट कॉल को आपने डेबिट किया है 6 लाख से, तो ये आपका क्रेडिट भी कितने से हो जाएगा, 6 लाख से, ठीक है। अभी हमारा इक्वल नहीं है बिकॉज वी हैव टू डू अ लॉट। अभी आपने फेयरली कैलकुलेट किया कि बैंक में आपके पास कितना मिला, वो बैंक में लिख दिया, वन थिंग इज ओवर। सेकेंड, जितने से फर्स्ट कॉल आपका डेबिट हुआ उतने से क्रेडिट कर दो, नो प्रॉब्लम, राइट। नाउ इट्स ऑल्सो वेरी सिंपल, कॉल्स इन एरियर। कॉल्स इन एरियर को क्या करते हैं, ये अगर हमारा यहाँ पे 5,82,000 आया था, किस रीज़न से कम हो गया था, कॉल्स इन एरियर, ठीक है। तो ये डेबिट किसको करते हैं, जिससे अपने को मिलना होता है। तो कॉल्स इन एरियर इज हैविंग द डेबिट बैलेंस बिकॉज वी आर सपोज टू रिसीव इन फ्यूचर, वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आपने जो फर्स्ट क्वार्टर की फीस नहीं दी है, वी विल रिसीव एट द टाइम ऑफ सेकेंड क्वार्टर, ठीक है। तो ये 18,000 है, तो ये एंड यू नो दैट कॉल्स इन एरियर अकाउंट इज डेबिटेड by 18,000, all right। Still it is not equal, we know the reason, okay, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे calls in advance भी इसमें प्लस कर रखा है, ठीक है। Now you can see here you have 6,20,000, आपका टोटल कितना है, 6,20,000 है, और अभी क्रेडिट में सिर्फ 6 लाख है, तो 20,000 का डिफरेंस नज़र आ रहा है ना। कॉल्स इन एरियर को डेबिट करते हैं तो कॉल्स इन एडवांस को आप क्रेडिट करते हैं, एंड कितने की थी कॉल्स इन एडवांस, 20,000 की, ये हमने क्रेडिट कर दिया। इट्स वेरी सिंपल, दैट्स ऑल। नाउ यू मे पुट अप दिस क्वेश्चन, द पॉइंट कैन कम इन माइंड कि कॉल्स इन एडवांस को क्रेडिट क्यों करते हैं। क्रेडिट, ऑल द लाइबिलिटीज आर हैविंग क्रेडिट बैलेंस, असेट्स आर हैविंग डेबिट बैलेंस। तो कॉल्स इन एरियर आपकी असेट्स है क्योंकि आपको मिलेगी बाद में, कॉल्स इन एडवांस इज योर लाइबिलिटी स्टूडेंट्स, because this you have received in advance, okay। so in future when this will be due, जब आपका सेकेंड एंड फाइनल कॉल ड्यू हो जाएगा तो इसको डेबिट करके कैंसिल कर देंगे, ठीक है। तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द सोर्स वेयर यू हैव टू शो योर एडवांस मनी। एडवांस मनी को किस नाम से दिखाना है, कॉल्स इन एडवांस। व्हाई वी हैव क्रेडिटेड, बिकॉज दिस इज योर लाइबिलिटी विच विल बी एडजस्टेड इन फ्यूचर, ऑल राइट। सो दैट्स ऑल इन दिस calls in advance and calls in arrear, how to create the account, right, separately we have seen, and how to do the combined entry. This can be separate also students if we delete the calls in arrear वाला portion, okay। अगर question में आपको arrear नहीं दे रखा, सिर्फ advance दे रखा है, so it's very simple, बैंक में आप receive कर लेंगे, कोई भी चीज़ advance में मिलती है यानी बैंक में मिल रही है आपको, so you show in the bank account and calls in advance को आप credit कर देते हैं, all right। एंड इसमें जो डायरेक्ट मेथड होता है ना, वो होता है कि आपको ये कॉल्स इन एडवांस किस नाम से मिला है, आपको कौन सी कॉल के लिए मिला है, सेकंड कॉल के लिए। तो कॉल्स इन एडवांस ना लिख के अगर आप लिख देते हैं शेयर सेकंड एंड फाइनल कॉल, राइट, सो दिस इज योर डायरेक्ट मेथड। यानी कि इफ वी डोंट क्रिएट द कॉल्स इन एडवांस, आर यू गेटिंग स्टूडेंट्स, रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर सेम, क्योंकि मिला है, एडवांस में मिल गया है तो बैंक में तो आएगा ही, आप उसको रोक नहीं सकते। तो बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड देन क्रेडिटेड व्हाट, अगर कॉल्स इन एडवांस हमें क्रिएट नहीं करना तो क्रेडिट में क्या आएगा, टू शेयर सेकेंड एंड फाइनल कॉल विल बी क्रेडिटेड, ऑल राइट। So that's all in this practical part. So let me take your 2 minutes to explain this theory also, calls in the differences between calls in arrear and calls in advance. Here the meaning is calls in arrear is the amount called up by the company but not पेड बाय द शेयर होल्डर, राइट. एरियर कौन सा अमाउंट है विच इज कॉल्ड बाय द कंपनी, कंपनी ने कॉल कर लिया है, ड्यू कर दिया है, बट इट इज नॉट पेड बाय द कंपनी, कंपनी ने अभी पे नहीं किया है. ओके, एंड हेयर कॉल्स इन एडवांस इज द अमाउंट विच इज नॉट कॉल्ड बाय द कंपनी, जो कंपनी ने अभी कॉल ही नहीं किया है बट पेड बाय द शेयर होल्डर. आर यू गेटिंग? जस्ट ऑपोजिट ऑफ ईच अदर. Here it is due but not paid. Here it is not due but paid by the shareholder. Second one is interest. Here the interest is charged on calls in arrear and interest is allowed on calls in arrear. So what is the difference? It is charged and it is allowed. यानी ये कंपनी उनसे लेती है, चार्ज करती है, and it is provided by the company, paid by the company. Then rate of interest we have done. Company is good, company अच्छी है, एरियर पे आपसे कम चार्ज करती है, एडवांस पे ज़्यादा देती है. सो हेयर इट इज़ 10% एंड हेयर इट इज़ 12%. अथॉरिटी अंडर आर्टिकल्स ऑफ एसोसिएशन. आइदर यू पीपल आर ऑथोराइज्ड बाय योर आर्टिकल्स और नो. So it's telling article of association doesn't have any clause to this effect as non-payment is beyond the company's record. Okay. Article of association doesn't have any clause. Article of association में ऐसा कोई clause नहीं है, ठीक है. To this effect as non-payment is beyond the company's control. अगर वो पे नहीं करते हैं तो कंपनी कुछ नहीं कर सकती है. Later on company can forfeit the share. And here a company may accept calls in advance only if its article of association authorizes it to do so. Well, just understand the difference. Here the technical language has been used. See, calls in arrear is not in your control. That's beyond your control. Of course, that is given in the articles कि rate of interest क्या charge किया जाए. That is different thing. But it is telling कि it is not in the hand of the company. If company, I mean, article of association में क्या mention करेगी कि मत दो पैसे, ड्यू कर दिया लेकिन आप मत दो, ऐसा नहीं है. So if somebody is not paying, so that's not in our hand. Okay, तो कंपनी कुछ नहीं कर सकती, ठीक है. मीन्स क्लॉज कुछ भी मेंशन नहीं करना है, इसमें नहीं होता है. कॉल्स इन एडवांस के लिए देयर विल बी क्लॉज इन द आर्टिकल्स. मीन्स डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कंपनी. Either company accepts this advance or doesn't accept. Just understand with the example of fee. That is very, very brilliant example. Well, if any of the student doesn't pay the fee, okay, so that's not in the hand of the school. School बार बार मांग सकता है, रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता है. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या करेगा, टीसी दे देगा कि आपने फ़ी पे नहीं की है, दैट्स ऑल. लेकिन अगर जो आपने पे नहीं किया वो चीज़ तो स्कूल के कंट्रोल में नहीं है ना. बट इफ समबडी वांट्स टू पे फी इन एडवांस, वो कहता है कि आप पूरे साल की इकट्ठे ले लीजिए. सो दिस अथॉरिटी इज इन द हैंड ऑफ द स्कूल. स्कूल चाहे तो उसको एक्सेप्ट कर ले, येस गिव इट टू मी इन एडवांस, आई विल एडजस्ट लेटर ऑन. और स्कूल अगर चाहे, इफ देयर इज अ पॉलिसी ऑफ द स्कूल, स्कूल में रिजेक्ट दिस. स्कूल कह सकता है कि आई एम सॉरी, आई विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट इन एडवांस. सो दिस कंडीशन इज इन द हैंड ऑफ द स्कूल. Okay, but this is not in the hand of the school. So same goes in case of this calls in arrear and advance. Arrear is not in the hand. If somebody is not paying, can't do anything. And advance, if we have our articles provide for this provision, only then we accept, otherwise we don't. Next one is this is disclosure, where to show in the balance sheet. Okay, so calls in arrear का हमने पढ़ा है. This is subtracted from subscribed but not fully paid up capital. So right, so it is shown by the way of deduction from subscribed capital, subscribed but not fully paid up, in the note to accounts on share capital, right? And where to show calls in advance. Students, calls in advance is your liability, you should understand, ठीक है. और ये कौन सी liability है, आपकी current liability है. Okay, so if you remember the format of your balance sheet, I've told you, you have to cram it. Okay, so it is shown in the balance sheet as other current liabilities. करंट लाइबिलिटीज भी बहुत सारी होती हैं, ठीक है. अदर करंट लाइबिलिटीज भी बहुत सारी है. सो दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अदर करंट लाइबिलिटीज अंडर द मेन हेड करंट लाइबिलिटीज. ऑलराइट, so this is the place where they have to disclose calls in arrear and calls in advance in your balance sheet. Alright students, so that's all for today. Just try to understand the topic, watch the video carefully and do the questions then and there. All right, and practice these illustrations and later on the back questions. Fine. And if you find any problem, you should discuss. And in the next class we will discuss shares issued for consideration other than cash. Students, now tomorrow you will get it. I mean on Friday you get this video and you will be pursuing your homework. Then Saturday and Sunday right? That is your preparation leave, and on Monday you get the next one. So in these 2 days, if you have something pending, and if you didn't start this chapter, so very the questions, very less number of questions are there, and these are the small. Okay, so you can complete this pending work within these 2 days. Okay, so try to complete this chapter, and Monday onwards we will be starting our next topic. Okay, thank you.